Hi, welcome. I'm Don Taylor, directing Dracula at the Jewel Box Theater. So I just want to give you a bit of an overview of the show and what I'll be looking for. We need 6 men and 2 women. We'll go over them individually, but they'll range in age from 20-something to this. 50-something, 60-something. It's a bit fluid. We are doing the original 1927 script by Hamilton Dean and John L. Balderson. This was the script that was personally endorsed by Bram Stoker himself. And the role of Dracula, of course, was originated by a young new actor called Bela Lugosi. So it could make your whole life. Didn't mind. Here we are. All right, let's go over kind of a quick story. This doesn't go to Transylvania and all that as the book does. It takes place all in the sitting room office of Dr. Seward at his sanatorium in Purley, England, which is about 20 miles from London. So English accents there, if possible. The house is connected to the sanatorium, not an insane asylum. I will make that distinction when we will in the script. Because Renfield, the delightful character, will make a few entrances from the connected part of the sanatorium into the room. But the entire show will take place in this one room. It's Edwardian England, maybe late Victorian feel, because the house is old. Let's go over the characters in order of appearance, because that's the way we'll do it. No one is any better than anyone else. Miss Wells, the maid. She's a Cockney maid. Probably lives in London, in the East End. Very good at her job, and she will be introducing people. She does the cleaning. She is kind of Lucy's friend as well. So there's no really small parts in the play, except for Mina, who we will call Miss Not Appearing in This Play, though she is talked about a lot. She's not in it. Jonathan Harker, the 20-something fiance of Lucy, Dr. Seward's daughter. He is your red-blooded English gentleman, proper, well-educated, traveled. He works in London, doing whatever he does in London, so he must be important. Very cavalier young man, willing to do anything to save his Lucy, perhaps a little hot-headed sometimes and has to be pulled back by Van Helsing and Seward, but that is John Harker, mid-20s or so. Dr. Seward, who runs the sanatorium, he's old enough to have a 20-something daughter, we'll say 50s, mid-50s probably. Very scientific-minded, very astute, very well-read, no nonsense, and very good at his job, very interested in his patients. And but again, he runs a sanatorium, not a medical facility. But another typical English gentleman. Dr. Abraham Van Helsing. Now, he is Dutch. The other English accents, we can use them or we can not, at our whim. Van Helsing is Dutch. They nail this into our heads in the script a number of times, that he comes from Holland. So we will want to affect a Dutch accent for Van Helsing. He can be 50s up to 60-something. He was a mentor and professor of Dr. Seward back when he was a student studying medicine. Van Helsing is also no nonsense, as we find out on his very first entrance. I don't mess around when there's work to be done. So he gets right to it. Also a doctor and scientist, but Van Helsing has interest beyond just medical science. He's the one who suspects what's really going on here, which is why he comes so quickly when he's summoned by Dr. Seward. He suspects vampires. Really? Says Dr. Seward. Yes. He has studied the old lore, and he's very serious about it. Seward, on the other hand, has some trepidation about believing in vampires. So Van Helsing is the one who knows about all the old folk tales from Romania and Wallachia and the invasion of the Turks and Voivode Dracula and Vlad Tepes and all of those things. So he is here to school Seward on this. Renfield. Now, can we talk? As an actor, as an artist, as a performer who likes to get inside what I like to call damaged characters, which are the most fun to play, this is the role to have in this play. It's Renfield. He is a normal gentleman. I believe he was an accountant or something in his previous life. But under Dracula's spell, he can turn like that. And that's what I'm going to want to see. Instantly. He's not just bipolar, he's nuclear bipolar. All the way this way, all the way that way, sometimes subtly he changes, sometimes instantly. It's good. Whoever plays this, you're going to have so much fun with Renfield. There's so many ways you can go with this character. He is a perfect English gentleman, and then he's a raving lunatic instantly. So, some of you have a head start. I know most of you. But great character. Butterworth, the attendant. Again, he works in the asylum. He is assigned to watch Renfield. Not an enviable task, as we'll find out, because you can't seem to keep Renfield locked in this cage for very long. Also, Cockney, I would say Butterworth is probably, if there is any, the comic relief, although this show doesn't have a lot of comic relief, which you kind of do in a heavy drama because the audience gets exhausted. I don't care. I want them exhausted for the end. So there's a little bit of comic relief with this little white mouse. He has a crush on the maid and asks her out. So there's a fun little scene between Butterworth and Miss Wells there. He eventually just quits and tries to walk away, but they convince him to stay. So Butterworth is a fun little character. Also, we won't let the audience get too comfortable, though, will we? Then Lucy Seward is Dr. Seward's daughter, again, 20-something, lovely girl, just the epitome of English class and absolute Edwardian innocence. I want to make the audience love her. She's so sweet and innocent, and you just want to protect her, but she is the target of the vampire, and she comes under his spell. She is just the most adorable thing until, I believe it's late in Act 2, she becomes completely under Dracula's spell and just becomes a raving post beast and tries to seduce John Harker. So, although it's more subtle than Renfield, she also has a character arc that goes from one extreme to the other and then back again. There's a lot of stage time for Lucy, not much of it vertical. She's very ill, so she's on the couch a lot. So your voice, inflection, gestures, that sort of thing, until she's completely under Dracula's spell. Then she has all kinds of energy, and what she does with it is just scandalous. So, and last but not least, the old Count himself. Romanian. This is another character that we must have an accent for. To tell you the truth, we're in Oklahoma. Put him anywhere between Eastern Germany and the Bering Strait, I think we'll be fine. Not 3 people in Oklahoma will know the difference, and they're not getting their money back. How about that? So we give him an Eastern European accent. Dracula is not menacing at all when other people are around. Dracula is the coolest cucumber you're ever going to see. He won't make a move, a gesture, or say a word that doesn't get him closer to his objective. He doesn't give himself away. He is the most refined European gentleman, very well spoken. He's had 500 years to hone this character that he plays when he's stalking a victim, and he's very good at it. He's endearing, everyone likes him, until he is alone in the room with his victim. Then we see the real Dracula. He's been playing this game for 500 years. He has never lost. He has never even come close. To lose this game is to die for Dracula. And he's still here. So he has every confidence that he's going to win this time too. Dracula knows who Van Helsing is. He makes it clear, even in the wilds of Transylvania, who's not heard of the great Professor Van Helsing. He knows who he is, and he knows why Van Helsing is there. So the game begins between these two. Dracula, again, has never lost. He has every confidence he's going to win this time, until it looks like he's not. We'll have one effect where Dracula waves his hand and a piece of furniture moves out of his way. He's tipped his hand. He's never had to do that before. That's the first time we'll see that Dracula is scared. He's frightened of Van Helsing. So they're going to clash. It's a lot of personality in this show. Every character has personality. There's not a weak character, no matter how many lines there are or how much stage time. All the characters are fun to play and rather deep, and I don't have to tell you how it ends. They get it in the end. We've seen 1,000 Dracula movies. So there will be a bit of magic, chairs moving about by themselves, Dracula disappears into a puff of smoke up the chimney, all kinds of fun things. It's going to be a fun show. Let me give you the dates. The auditions are in here somewhere. We're going to audition on August 10th and 11th. Rehearsals are going to begin September 9th. We'll go Monday through Friday, 7 to 10. I won't keep you late because I have to work tomorrow too. So that's how that will work. Production dates October 11th through 13th, 18th through 20th, and 25th through 27th, just in time for spooky time, Halloween. 6 men, 2 women. I hope to see you there. I have done this show twice at Jewel Box Theater in the way distant past with this very same script. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun show to do, and I look forward to it. Both times I did it, I thought, I want to see this show. Now I get to. I can't wait. So anyway, we will see you at auditions on the 10th and 11th of August, 3 to 5 p.m. with invited callbacks on Sunday. We'll see you there.